Considering that when I was auditioning, I was given scenes from In the Heat of the Night, the Sidney Poitier movie, and then also we had to do improv. I didn't know about the specifics of the Algiers Motel incident, but I knew about the Detroit riots. So there was there was similar kind of situations that I'd been exposed to in terms of research, but then getting into depth with that horrific sequence at the Algiers Motel, the interrogation, and having Melvin Dismukes framed, and that, you know, obviously made my stomach churn. It was a real page turner, and I think what's really hard is to watch the film, but to read it in its like specific format, you know, creates a level of you're just uncomfortable, but it made me feel like this film is going to be touching and people are really going to have dialogue about it, for real. I think what was very impressive was the way in which everybody worked in unity. I felt like everybody knew that going in, it would be tough, it would be intense, it would be long. And that was never a complaint from anybody. And usually, of course, someone's got to bail, you know, someone's got to crack down, but everybody was each other's strength, and that in itself, I've never seen unity like that before on the set, and that taught me a lot, actually. Off the camera, I mean, there was still an element that stayed with you, because while shooting these intense scenes, you know, you're looking at your fellow man and, you know, fellow actresses, be like, you guys okay? Is everything fine? Are you doing all right? And everybody was checking up on each other to make sure that we were obviously mentally right, and when we wasn't, you know, we could be honest and wait a second for anybody to kind of gain their strength back to perform. But it was a commitment, but I'm glad that we were all in it together, you know, and I'm glad it wasn't a one-man show. An ensemble was definitely needed for this. I think it's sad and unfortunate, and you know, it explains why we're seeing the rise of new movements now that are kind of an echo to the past of the civil rights movement. And I think these, you know, individuals who are trying to, you know, have what they should deserve, which is a peaceful world and a chance like everybody else, they're having to put themselves in the middle of the bullet fire and try and gain some form of justice for all. And I think that's something that is important. And I think Detroit, it shows you the past in order to see what to do about the future. And I think that a lot of people are going to take that away from watching it. Well, I've always loved Japan, because I was obviously firstly exposed to Japan through anime and manga. I watch all my anime in Japanese. I can't say much, but I know that when I walk into a sushi spot, I'm gonna say arigato gozaimasu, and, you know, I will be very respectful. But I just love the culture. I love the cat cafe that you guys have there, the cats and the food. I love my ramen. You know, I just love the environment. It's really cool. I would love to go up to the mountains and see the communities and the farms, and then obviously take a bullet train down to Tokyo and, you know, get involved in all the nerdy stuff that I like getting involved in. But yeah, I really love it. I had a good time there. We spoke about his life, you know, him growing up. We spoke about his childhood. We spoke about, and then obviously spoke about the situation at the motel, in which he was very honest and very open. And I appreciate that, because it's hard to have to constantly relive the moments of your life that you probably would like to kind of have a little bit of a separation from. And I think he handled it very, very well. I assume this is about what went on at the motel?
What happened at the motel?
Here in Detroit, a city of war, violence continues.
Police was there, state police, and there was a lot of shooting. When I went in there, 3 kids had been killed.
You don't talk about this to anyone ever. You understand?
This city has problems, but change is coming.
I told you what I saw.
They're kids. What's the matter with you?
This is Detroit. We don't bluff.
I need you to survive the night.